Manufacturer, trusted by customers around the city. Factory direct pricing with the fastest turnaround around. Book a free in-home consultation at novoblinds.ca.
When it comes to sports in Edmonton,
Jason Greger is a must listen. He brings you the inside scoop with guests from across North America.
If it matters in sports, you'll hear it here first.
Greger rolls out weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports 1440.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. Hire Good provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact, because our team is built on second chances, and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Greger for a first-time discount. Hire Good. Stable jobs create stable lives.
The Ford It's a Big Deal event is on now. Get a big deal on a 2026 F-150 STX with Black Appearance Package. Visit your Alberta Ford store today.
I'm Rick Showers from Noble RV, and I want to give you something for free. A free roof assessment on your used RV. And remember, basically every RV is a used RV.
What do I get for my free roof assessment, Rick?
Well, Bob, we're going to climb up on top of your RV and take a good detailed look at your roof. Check all the joints, connections, and seals. Then we'll give you a written report so you know exactly what's going on up there. You should do this at least twice a year.
You're just doing this out of the goodness of your heart, Rick?
Cards on the table, Bob. About 1 in 10 RVs we see have something wrong with the roof. If yours is one of them, then yes, we're going to offer to sell you a repair. But we'd rather do a small repair when your leak is small than sell you a big, expensive repair when it's so bad you can see it from the inside. And you don't have to accept our offer to fix it. It really is free either way. So come by Noble RV and know for sure.
And that's Noble.
NobleRV.ca.
You haven't set your lineup yet, right? It's Fantasy Frenzy
With Halley and Douglas.
on Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:00. Good morning. Happy Cinco de Mayo from all of us here at Fantasy Frenzy. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you. The show brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Go check them out. Duke. Beef jerky tacos. Have we thought about trying that?
I think that might be another ingenious discovery made on this program. Add it to the list. Long list.
It's a concept right now, but one that I'm not opposed to. When you whip up your tacos, and I know you're a big taco guy.
Oh.
What's going on it?
Total or just the protein?
Total. Everything.
Okay, well,
just protein.
Sour cream.
Good pick.
Cheese.
Yep.
Ground beef usually. And this is if I'm making them at home. Where I've said it before, they're more of a burrito than they are a traditional taco, but that's fine. Lettuce. I like some peppers in there, usually bell peppers and or jalapenos. Salsa. I think that's it. And then of course the coup de grace, some crunched up sweet chili heat Doritos. Just give it a little extra crunch once you wrap it up.
You put the salsa instead of like the taco sauce that comes in the old El Paso kit?
Yeah.
Because you need some sort of sauce.
Yeah, I'm usually good because I season my ground beef pretty heavily, so it's pretty juicy. It's not dried out, I guess would be the simple way of putting it. And that usually gives it enough moisture. And then with the sour cream and the salsa, and I like a big chunky thick salsa, give it a little extra content to the taco.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I land on it. But if I'm just going to an actual like taco shop, like a Mexican restaurant, it's just like those little soft tortillas that you're just folding them over. I'm good with just the carnitas, the barbacoa, the chicken, whatever it is, and then like maybe a little red onion, some cabbage or lettuce, some salsa, and a shot of lime. That's good enough for me. Simple's not always worse.
No, I would agree with you. Sometimes keeping it simple is the best way to go. My in-laws introduced me to putting a little cucumber
Oh, that was big. That was big when I was a kid at home because I don't know why we always had a cucumber in the fridge, but we didn't always necessarily have a lettuce to chop up. So it's a great substitute if you don't have lettuce.
I said that last year, and somebody was like, "That's the whitest thing I've ever heard." Well,
Well, guess what? We're white.
Pretty white over here. That's good. I like little peppers on there as well. Any bell pepper can make it nice. Go have a taco today. I think we all should to celebrate today.
I definitely am. I might double dip on tacos.
2 tacos.
Have some for lunch somewhere, and then make some for supper as well.
I like it. MTR says, and I don't get. Is this a reference? That boy gives regular ground beef.
I don't know.
I don't know what that means. You're not an extra lean guy, Duke?
It's all from the farm, man.
You got the good stuff. Have you guys done the burrito ones with the consomme dip? So good. No,
I have.
Certainly not.
I have. Pretty messy.
Yeah?
It is good, though. No doubt about it.
It's what, you know what? Sometimes when you're eating, you just got to eat and not worry about the
100%. But then it's just a matter of like, would I prefer to eat this in the comfort of my home where I don't? And here's the thing. If you're in a restaurant, nobody's looking at you. Nobody cares. No. But it's just human nature that you kind of think people are, especially when you feel vulnerable.
But if you're like on a first date, you're not going to
don't do that on a first date. Probably.
That might be one of like spaghetti on a first date. Probably not.
Right up there with, super saucy wings. Really, in my opinion, any finger food, it's usually, or extra saucy food, steer clear of. I don't know.
What is the ideal first date food then?
I personally, as long as it's at the right restaurant or something, I can't go wrong with like a steak sandwich. Because then you're not necessarily having to shell out for, say, a big steak, like if you're going somewhere a little fancier, but just a nice midday steak sandwich. Maybe they got a special on. Decent cut of meat over some garlic toasted bread, open faced, side of fries, potatoes, doesn't matter. I think that's pretty good. Play it safe, and it's a great meal. I love steak sandwich.
I like even just plain steak.
Can't go wrong.
Mashed potatoes on the side, some veggies. How about chicken tenders on a first date?
Probably depends.
Do you use your fork and knife? Cut it up.
Yeah. Well, that's how I eat my Snickers bar too, so it wouldn't matter.
What about what about pizza? Would you do fork and knife?
No, I wouldn't. No. But like, are you ordering the pizza if you're sitting down somewhere, or just like getting it to go? And
good question.
Yeah, pizza's fine. You can get through that without making too much of a mess.
Stulo says sushi. See, that wouldn't be an option for me.
That's classy.
But go a nice little sushi restaurant. It'd be a first date.
Isn't that a Harry Styles song? Where's Mackenzie? She's our Harry Styles expert. I think it's like date at a sushi restaurant or something.
I think she's working from home.
What a loser.
She was in with us for like 2 hours and said, I don't need to be here.
Came in yesterday and then was like, we're ready to call it a day, or at least I was. She's like, so can I just do a lot of this from home? Like, I've been sitting beside you two idiots at this bar for the last 3.5 months. I think I've had enough.
Was all she needed. I know what she did last night. She probably watched some hockey.
Okay.
Because there was some good hockey last night. Her and her boyfriend, they're watching sports all the time. The Canes victorious over the Flyers, taking a 2-0 series lead. How about Taylor Hall? We talked about him in the first round, putting up some points. Last night, he gets the game winner. His first overtime winner in the playoffs of his career. Good to see. Is there a more distinct skater? Do you know what those NFL videos pop up, Duke, of like, name this quarterback?
The outline, or the throwing motion, or this running back.
I feel like I could name Taylor Hall's skating style, like especially with the puck, with ease.
Yeah.
Hunched over in that fashion. Anyway, he got the winner. Is there anyone else more distinct for you?
Good question.
You thinking of it?
I think at this point, like Connor McDavid. And if it's with the puck, Leon Draisaitl too, just because like that wide stance he gets going in when he's surveying and looking for what he's going to do with the puck. And we those are the players that we watch the most here in Edmonton too, right? So it's maybe a little biased in that sense, but yeah, I think those guys for sure. And even if some of the other more dynamic guys, right? Cale Makar, the fluidity back there, Nate McKinnon, like the bull moose coming down the ice,
angry at the ice when he skates.
Stomping.
Yeah. There's a few of the guys that kind of have that distinct stride. Also last night, Duke, don't want to rub it in, but your Ducks fall to the Golden Knights 3-2. A little controversy there on the icing, non-icing. Carter Hart was very good last night. 33 saves, 971 save percentage. They get the job done. The floor is yours. Do you want to vent about the non-icing?
No, not not really. Listen, I do watching it in real time and then the replay. Yeah, I think it was icing. But guess what? Back in the first round, the Ducks scored a goal in the Oilers where there was a little controversy on the icing. Different format. It was about whether or not Trouba had got the red line, and I think we see a lot more leniency on that type of icing call where if you're right at the line, and heard some analysts talk about veteran guys get the benefit of the doubt a little bit more as opposed to a who gets back to the hash marks first. It's disappointing because the Ducks had just tied the game. I do think that over the course of 60 minutes, they were the better team. It was very close and very much a feeling out game. Not a lot of open ice out there. And we talked about this going back to the start of the Oilers series and now teeing up this one with the Ducks. With the Knights, how do the Ducks win it? Probably in the same fashion they beat the Oilers by scoring a lot of goals and trying to track meet their way up and down the ice. They had times of that, and obviously some individual like Leo Carlson, another solid game that set up to Jackson Lacombe. He ends up trying to put back to Troy Terry in the slot. It's a little bit of a head shaker what he was thinking there. Makes up for it. Makes a brilliant play that sets up Mikael Granlund for the tying goal. Dostal was really good. Carter Hart was really good. So a few things that we kind of almost expected were flipped on their head in this first game, where neither goalie was good in the first round. Both teams had a lot of goals scored and scored against them in the first round at different points of time. And we say essentially 2-1 hockey game with an empty net goal. So a little bit of a surprise start to that series. I'm interested if it maintains that way as we get into games 2 and beyond.
I'd like to see it open up a little bit just for pure offense. I'm not saying 9-6 finals or anything like that, but let it going a little bit. Yeah, that Jackson Lacombe play. Oh my goodness. I was like, just bury that man. You're too good. Be a little bit more selfish. Chicano says Lucic skating style. Yeah, that's a fair one. MTR had Eichel stand so upright. And then Matt Leduc said, play RV. That chicken wing with his way too long stick. Yeah. The
infamous stick length.
The stick might give it away. Todd Ball says first overall Hart winning journeyman, Taylor Hall. Yeah, I was looking kind of forget some of the stops he had. The Coyotes was a quick one.
Boston,
Buffalo for a couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
You remember those days? Yeah. Jersey where he won his MVP. Brad the Driver says, burrito tacos are so good. So, Duke, enlighten me. What is a burrito taco? What's the difference?
Well, burrito, I believe, is just the style of meat, the way it's cooked. But then it's like the fact that, you dip it in. It's almost like, picture like an au jus, but taco style. And I think you can get it. Maybe you don't. Maybe I'm mixing this up with a different style, but you can either get it where, you kind of dip it, or it's like you get it served wet and it's actually just poured over top. And same thing, you would eat it with a fork and knife, especially in that format or that style. But I think those are the same ones. You can either have it either way, where you dip it or you just get it served. I think it's called wet.
I like it. When we were younger, we used to go down to Palm Springs and we'd go drive down south just across the border to some of the small Mexican villages. You get some good street meat there, I tell you. Authentic. Could also get cheap drugs. That's why we went. Like pharmaceuticals, not illegal drugs.
I'm flying higher than ever thanks to not drugs.
And these were the good stuffs. I had to pick some up. What about Yakupov's Bumblebee skating style from Grant? Like hot feet we're talking? Wasn't around out there? I forget about him.
Yakupov?
Yeah, I remember him, but it's been so long. So much has changed since he left the Oilers. He went to the Avs, right? And then was he out of the NHL? I don't think he played anywhere else. He was the guy that I had always said, I wish there was a spot for him in the AHL. Clearly he didn't want to go back to Sarnia.
Jason Spezza syndrome.
Yeah. Sorry, St. Louis Blues after the Oilers. Now they're talking about making that happen, and that's great, but I always thought he would have been the prime candidate for that. Go learn to be a professional and then elevate to the Oilers. An okay season, 20 points this year playing in the KHL. He's been there with Avangard the last couple of years. Played for the Red Star, Omsk as well before that, and then he's been all over in the K. 23 goals his first year, kind of stopped since then, but I believe he won a championship as well. And some other news regarding the Edmonton Oilers. Evan Bouchard and Darnell Nurse going to represent Canada at the World Championships. Duke, was this ever an event that you got into? Because I'll just quickly say I used to love it because when I was growing up,
Oilers were always playing.
The Oilers were always there. So if I got to watch like Ryan Smith, Anson Carter had the tournament winner one year, I would get up at 5 a.m. to watch these games all the time. I absolutely loved it. Random car in the corner of the rink, the advertisements all over the helmets. For me, this was awesome. I'm up early anyways, so I'll probably start to watch these just to kind of see how Bouchard and Nurse do, and I respect them for getting the opportunity and going and representing their country. For Evan Bouchard, probably doesn't hurt to maybe endear himself to the national team program, because I think we would all agree he's going to be on the team next go around at the Olympic Games. But are you a fan? Did you ever get into it as a kid?
I have nothing against it. I'm trying to recall. I'm not sure I ever went out of my way to watch it, but if it's on, of course I'll watch it. So the same can be said for Spengler Cup and I don't know, intermiscellaneous things that are on in the morning, right? The Summer Olympics or Winter Olympics when they're overseas. Like, the games are probably going to be on when we're here in the studio in the mornings. We'll have them on, absolutely. And the fact there's an Oilers dynamic to it for the first time in a while, I'm sure that will intrigue some of the local fan base a little bit more too, and especially this two of the most polarizing players on the team, right? And we only ever see them play for the Oilers. So how do they look amongst other teammates, different teammates? Does Evan Bouchard still push the pace and dominate offensively the way he does playing in Edmonton? Does Darnell Nurse get out from underneath the microscope and head to Switzerland for a few weeks and enjoy time with probably some family that goes with them and the weather and the hockey and get a little bit of a reset? We will see. But I'll be honest, Connor, I'm a little surprised that they agreed to go, just because of how much hockey they've played the past few years, right? It's been such a talking point in the first round. No one has played more than the Oilers in the past 3 seasons. Seems like a good opportunity for a break. Now, neither guy was banged up beyond a regular amount of a first-round playoff exit, to the best of our knowledge. So maybe that plays a role, and they are, especially for Evan Bouchard's case, like you said, maybe a little bit of underlying motivation here to try and endear himself to the brass at Hockey Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it's good for both of them. Evan Bouchard played all 82 games. Darnell Nurse played all 82 games, right? Like, they're clearly healthy, good to go. Maybe just like you said, like for Darnell Nurse, like, hey, take the family, just go to Europe. Maybe you hang around there afterwards. Obviously, you're going there for a reason. It's important. You want to win gold and all that sort of thing, but just keep on playing hockey. They're used to playing well into June, so I like it. And I'm curious who else might go for the Edmonton Oilers. Like, yeah, McDavid Hyman was going to happen. Draisaitl still coming back from injury. It'd make no sense for him, but for Kapanen, might he consider it? Maybe not being done playing quite yet. Would Roslovic be an option maybe for the States? I don't know if Ekholm would want to play after. It sounds like the relationship with Sweden is not maybe the best. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool tournament. I'm looking forward to it. Let us know, 1-833-401-1440 if you're going to get in on it. Shout out to Kyle and Matt in Leduc, both realizing that Nail Yakupov did go to St. Louis. It was traded for prospect Zach Pachiro and a conditional third-round pick in 2017. After that, signed with the Colorado Avalanche. Jarventi off to Sweden as well from AG, or Swiss League, sorry. IMAX says, Yak's parents sat where my buddies' seats were. They were great, super animated. Oh, that's good. I always kind of he seemed like a likable guy, an enjoyable person. Just didn't work out here in Edmonton. Stulo says, now Darnell Nurse can let down all of Canada and not just Edmonton. Oof. I think that /S means sarcasm, but I'm not positive. I think that was a joke.
Is that like an online thing?
I think so.
Or since you can't parlay sarcasm over text.
Or it was a typo. I don't know.
Wasn't that a Dane Cook bit? It was something about like being able to type it in like a specific font meant it was being spoke sarcastically.
Like Comic Sans or something?
Well, I think he maybe, but he was like, you create a new font specifically for that purpose. I think he wanted to call it Sarcastica.
I like it.
Maybe I'm confusing that with a different comedian, but I do distinctly remember that being a bit that some stand-up used. And it'd be useful for us because sometimes texters are speaking sarcastically or even facetiously and that doesn't come across in just a message on a screen.
I used to do uppercase, lowercase, uppercase. Lowercase.
Oh, like the SpongeBob meme.
Yeah, that's how. But for typing out a long text, that doesn't make sense.
It takes a long time.
Matt and Leduc also did sarcasm with the way I said it. Yeah, capital S, lowercase a, capital R. Yeah, that's the way you do it. Greater Man Jay just says we do burrito tacos quite a bit at our house when we have guests over. I'm not allowed to eat them like I normally do. I drink au jus, then eat the taco like a swine. It embarrasses my wife. Probably the reason I'm 225 pounds.
I let the dip take place in my gut.
Yeah, it's all gonna mix in there. 225 is not bad if you're like 6'4".
Well, I think if you're 6'4" and 220, you're pretty built.
Yeah, I think you're an NFL wide receiver, Greater Man Jay. If you're my height, you're Alejandro Kirk.
You're plump.
And that's all right, too. Elite athlete. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll get to the text from Kyle, Stulo, and a few more. Oh, it was sarcasm from Stulo. Okay, good. Because that would have been just mean otherwise. It's Fantasy Frenzy brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
Hi, I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. We've been tightening bolts and redefining our industry for 25 years. Yes, a quarter century, and we're just getting started. Check us out at cantork.com. Our tools age better than I do.
With Play Alberta, backing the home team goes beyond the bets. That's because your picks have provincial impact. Play Alberta is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. By investing in the General Revenue Fund, every play, bet, and buy made on Play Alberta helps make a difference across the province. It feels good to know your fund goes further at home. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
New at Papa John's, the spinach Alfredo chicken tomato pizza. Say it with me now. Spinach Alfredo sauce, grilled chicken, fresh Roma tomatoes, all on our fresh, never frozen pizza dough. 4 favorites, 1 pizza. So let's run it back. The spinach Alfredo chicken tomato pizza. Right now, a large for just $18.99. Delivery or carry out. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
When it comes to sports in Edmonton,
Jason Gregor is a must listen. He brings you the inside scoop with guests from across North America.
If it matters in sports, you'll hear it here first.
Gregor rolls out weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports 1440.
When my husband and I said until death do us part, I never expected to find myself at the doorstep of divorce. I was facing an uncertain financial future, expensive lawyer bills, and most importantly, I was concerned for the well-being of my kids. My spouse and I turned to Fairway Divorce Solutions for help. Fairway walked us through a step-by-step process, allowing us to develop a clear roadmap to resolve financial concerns and provide a proactive co-parenting strategy. It helped us avoid chaos and courtrooms.
For a no-cost consultation, visit fairwaydivorce.com.
My go-to move for getting out of the doghouse is catch of the week. Forget flowers. I head there, and the staff points me to the perfect fish and tells me how to cook it. It's easier than you think. Last week, I made an incredible salmon dinner. My wife was so impressed, she forgot why she was mad. It's my secret weapon. It works every time. They're just 5 minutes from Sherwood Park, but it's worth the drive from anywhere. Stop thinking about dinner and just go to Catch of the Week.
Make sure to visit catchoftheweekedmonton.com.
O'Hanlon Paving is looking for finished skid steer operators, finished grader operators, Class 1 drivers, and more to join their Edmonton road crew team. Bring your positive attitude and great work ethic to their job fair, Friday, May 8th from 10 till 3. Visit o'hanlonpaving.com/careers.
Get the inside scoop for your team on Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Welcome back. It's Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Go pay him a visit. Tell him we said hello. Shout out to you watching on YouTube. I can't see I closed the chat. Oh, I think I figured it out. I was going to say hello to the chat. Hope everyone's doing well. Frank, I see you in there. Thanks again for coming by on Friday. We had a couple winners for the Mr. Mike's gift cards. If you haven't came and collected yet, make sure you come and do so. Monday to Friday between, let's say 8 and 5. That's when the Duke and I can run them out to you if you were to win. Text lines 1-833-401-1440. You can email us at Connor@sports1440.ca, Brandon at sports1440.ca, Josh at sports1440.ca. And this segment is for elksnation.ca, 2 weekly podcasts with Eddie Steele, Declan Kruger, breaking down the green and gold. Just did an episode yesterday. They'll do another one on Friday. And then on Sunday, camp gets going. Should be a fun season. Playoffs, a lock. I'm saying it. And I just got the confirmation, Duke, that I'm going to be back doing the watch parties. So whenever they play on the road, you can come watch the game with me at various locations around the city. Have some nice food, some drinks, some prizes. Always a good time. And then, Duke, you and I, we're going to get out to games this year early so we can get the media meal.
We are?
2 hours before the game.
Oh.
Media meal, then walk through the tailgate.
Okay.
Maybe Army Darrell will have us for a little visit. A few other people. And then go watch them win. Is there a player on the Elks roster that you're most excited by this season?
Might be a cop-out.
Cody Fajardo?
No, not quite that much of a... Well, this actually might be more of a cop-out because I think he's the team's most dynamic player. Maybe one of the best, approaching the best in the league at his position, and that's Justin Rankin.
Yeah.
Out of the backfield. I think we've seen over the past couple of years his emergence and development. He is the straw that stirs the drink, and whether that is as a pass catcher, running the ball to the backfield, especially if the O-line can shape up and play a little bit more all year like it did kind of in the back half of last season, where I thought it was pretty substantially improved, the addition of Carter O'Donnell being a big factor in that, then can those numbers make an even more of an impression? And I think he was the team's most valuable player, most outstanding player. All of a sudden, could he be in contention to win those awards across the entirety of the CFL? I think he has the capability. We'll see if the execution is there this season.
That's a good pick. Good pick. Yeah, I mean, the backfield, he and Javon Leake. Javon Leake, a little taller. I was like, you look at him and, I wouldn't think of him to be 6 feet, but big guy. Crazy speed. He and Rankin both can fly. I like that backfield. I'm really intrigued by Austin Mack, the newest member of the Green and Gold receiving corps from the Ohio State. But another one, I want to see how they utilize Zach Mathis this year. Wide receiver, 6'7".
Yeah.
I mean, you got to like that. They also have Justin McGriff, American. He's 6'5". You've got a couple guys, 6'3", 6'4". So they've got some size on the outside here. I'm looking forward to it. And I think Cody Fajardo is going to give his guys a chance. Go make a play. But then, defensive side of the football, there's some edge rushers, of course, intrigued by. I think Brinkman had some moments there, kind of playing in the middle. Brandon Barlow had some flashes. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun season. And
I'm very much looking forward to it. We talked last year about this progression of the organization and kind of coming out of this very dark phase of their history and starting with, new ownership, new management, new coaching. Last year was a big step forward, I thought. Now this is the time where kind of metal hits the road. In a league like the CFL, there's just 9 teams. And yeah, moving forward, 8 of them are going to have a chance to, make the playoffs through this little kind of play-in bracket that will exist for the bottom end clubs. I think this is a chance to assert yourself back among the league's best at several different standpoints. on-field results, off-field attendance, all those things kind of rolling through. And I hope that the city responds in kind, that the better products on the field and the teams winning football games, more will come out in droves and impact the stands at Commonwealth. I know we'll probably never return to the days when that place was near sold out and things like that, barring very special occasions. But at least filling up that lower bowl on a week-to-week basis, I think, would be a good start.
Yeah, I mean, we want to see a winner, right? We want to see people going out there. The game can be fun, the weather can be great, the beer can be good, but gotta leave with a win.
How much have we preached that, Connor? And it's like, yeah, promotions are great, different start times, the right days of the week, on and like all these factors play a role. But to me, it starts and ends with win. That nothing dictates success as much as having a winning product on the field, and that's across sports. There are places that you'll get the loyalist, diehard support no matter what, but for a lot of organizations, sports, teams, markets, they'll follow the success. And in the case of the Elks, hey, you're not competing against the Oilers in May and June this time around with their first round exit. Good opportunity knocking a little bit for them.
Oh yeah, 100%. Just quickly, we had a text. Hey guys, has Trey Ford signed anywhere? Yeah, he's with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. An interesting landing spot for him. And then just back to the Elks, like going to the games too. You go through the season, because last year I thought I hate to see the Sunday games for the Elks. You know, I feel like this is a Friday, Saturday league. Thursday's not my favorite, but I understand. For the Elks, their first home game this year, it's going to be week 3. They got the week 2 bye. It'll be Saturday, June 20th, 2:00. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Like, that's what they need. Because the last couple of years, I feel like the league hasn't done many favors. Week 6, you got a Thursday game. But it's in July. So school's out, 7:00. That's good. Week 7, it's a Friday night game, 7:00. Okay. Now we're cooking with fire. Next home game, Saturday, 5:00. Those used to be my favorite. Go watch the game. Then you go out, you know.
In a different era of your life.
Different era, yeah. Go out afterwards, maybe have a bite to eat, 8:00, and then let the night go wherever it's going to go. Their next home game, August 15th. That's a Saturday, 1:00. I also really like those. It can make for a long day, but a good time. Week 12, you got a 7:30 start. A little bit late, but it's a Friday night, so you can do that. Week 15 is the Labor Day rematch. 5:00 start on a Saturday. Perfect. Week 17, 5:00 start against the Ticats. Straightforward, back in town. Be a little chillier, but still okay. And then to wrap it all up, you got week 20, 7:30 start, October 16th, my younger sister's birthday, against the Bombers. So like that one Thursday game, but it's during the summer, and the rest are Friday, Saturdays.
Yeah.
No Sundays. Me and Carius love that.
So many times last year, and I know this is a point Kevin was very adamant on, that the team kind of seemed to get the short end of the stick when it came to a lot of their game time slots and scheduling, and whether it be on Sundays or the timing, all those factors, they kind of made it right. If that was in fact the case, where they looked at the Elks and said, why would we bother giving you good time slots? It doesn't matter anyway. Hey, the team's turning around, and they got a few more good looks this season. And quite favorable.
I kind of thought, I was kind of disappointed, in the last season, you have a team that needs help. They've had
Throw them a bone.
Yeah, give them some better games here. Do something to try to help them out. And it looks like it is going to happen this year. And hey, Edmonton, you want to be a sports city? We're a hockey town for sure, but this team needs some support too, and hopefully we'll get it. But it's not just on the fans. They got to do their part as well. I'm curious to see how Taylor Powell does this year if Fajardo gets injured. Yeah, came over from Hamilton. For those who don't know, a little bit of travels in the college football scene. Went to Missouri, Troy, and then Eastern Michigan. Feels like the Eastern Michigan pathway to the CFL works pretty well. Troy, home of DeMarcus Ware, SEC football previously with that.
Go Trojans.
There you go. Yeah, that's an interesting one for sure. Formerly with the Tiger Cats, so Ed Hervey would be very familiar with him, of course, from their previous landing spot. Kyle's with you, Justin Rankin. That's the guy to watch out for. Bill says they need to open up the upper bowl again. A lot of people gave up their season seats when they tried to move us to the end zones when we were in 65 or 67 before. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree, Bill. But at the same time, like, I understood why they were doing it because it just looked so bad. I mean, if you can push everyone down and then eventually open it up again when the people return, I was upper section Y. I want to say 61 or 63. I always loved those seats. Get a little tan on. Oil Commander says, good morning, gents. I watched the Anaheim-Vegas game last night. I'm hoping the Oilers coaching staff did as well to see how you penalty kill against the Ducks. Not just playing the box, but consistently putting pressure on the opponent, forcing bad passes, and coughing up the puck. But believe the Ducks were 0-4 on the power play. I thought against the Oilers, the Ducks did a lot of good movement as well. Like, had the Oilers chasing and finding the ways to get them out of position. Duke, did you see a better job done by Vegas last night, or do the Ducks take some of the blame as well?
Well, I think a big thing that hampered the Ducks a lot was the Knights won almost every D-zone face-off when on the penalty kill. And that's like, all of a sudden you win the draw, you shoot the puck down, they got to start from 200 feet again. There's 10, 15 seconds every time. You do that 4 times over one penalty kill, you're laughing, right? You've already eaten away half of their man advantage. So that was a really noticeable part for me. And then the Ducks did move the puck around well at times once they did get set up, but even zone entries I thought were made difficult on them. When you get that many opportunities and you don't cash one in, it have to be looked at as part of the reason where you don't have success in the hockey game, and especially you didn't score a goal until the final. I think it was 6.5, 7 minutes left in it to tie it at 1. Yeah, they had plenty of opportunity. Now, granted, they kept Vegas's power play off the board as well. They had a few chances. So special teams, it was the PKs that shone through a little bit in this first game. And for the Ducks, it was Dostal, who was their best penalty killer on more cases than not. So I don't know if Vegas did anything in particular that stood out, apart from, like I said, just eating away clock by being proficient on the faceoffs. Otherwise, it was very standard. They kept it to the outside, and that was the case for a lot of the Ducks' chances for most of the night.
Just going to go back to the Elks here quickly because we didn't really touch on it. We mentioned Powell, the backup. For Cody Fajardo, how much of a difference do you think it's going to be not having Trey Ford there? Like, he is the guy. I think it's big not only for Fajardo, but also for the entirety of the team. Like, there's not going to be that divide down the middle. Could we be giving Trey Ford a look? That was always a topic of discussion.
Yeah.
Week to week, why don't they use him? Why don't they utilize him in different fashions? That distraction is out of the room. Now it's Cody Fajardo's team. Last season, he started 13 games, went 6-7. Encouraging signs, completed 73% of his passes. I thought he's a great leader, threw for a lot of yards. I at times I would have liked to see him maybe throw it up to his receivers a little bit more. There's a couple cases where they let him down with some bad drops. The turnover to ratio, 2 touchdowns to 1 interception, could be improved upon. I'm sure that could have been changed with a few plays by his wideouts, and I think we'll see that a little bit more this year, especially bringing in Austin Mack, his guy. But I think Cody Fajardo this year, a vet. I think it's exactly what this team needs to. Could maybe you develop that guy behind him, but for right now, I'm really looking to see what he can do this season as the guy with really no debate, I would hope.
Yeah, and I think that matters a lot where there's something about internal competition, but we're not talking about an upstart rookie playing for his first big contract or something like that. This is a seasoned veteran. This is a Grey Cup champion, most Grey Cup MVP player, right? He has established himself, and I really liked what you said about his leadership qualities as that veteran. Very evident throughout the course of the year, not letting those distractions become evident or apparent. I thought without that back pressure from underneath of a Trey Ford, do we see him put a little bit more risk in his game? And all of a sudden, the nervousness of maybe throwing interceptions if he is trying to stretch the field doesn't automatically bring up notions of, well, we got this guy waiting on the sidelines to take your job at any point in time. And I don't know if that was ever much of a realistic conversation in the locker room or in within the coaching staff, but it certainly was amongst the fan base, right? Oh, there's this dynamic weapon that just seems to be sitting there idle, unused, clamoring and calling to have him transport inside Commonwealth at times, right? To get Trey Ford on the field. That pressure's away. Can we see Trey Ford try and stretch the field, push the ball down a little bit more rather than the dink and dunk strategy, which can be effective, but in the CFL, we know it's a passing league. You got to stretch it out a little bit at times.
100%. And like Cody Fajardo, he's the guy. The Elks have been kind of blessed last few years with those quarterbacks, and we'd have them on the station on, Gregor, Kevin, like always well-spoken guys. the guys you want to lead. I thought McLeod Thompson was the same way. Fajardo for sure. Even Trey Ford was great. We had him in studio a few times. A really great guy. Looking forward to seeing if he gets an opportunity with Hamilton and what he can do. Maybe develop as a passer. That athleticism is world class, and no doubt about that. He can make plays that way. But if he improves upon things he's done in the past, and there's no doubt about it. I don't think he was handled the best here as well by previous regimes. But it's going to be fun to see what he can do this year and what the Elks do with Cody Fajardo under center, hopefully for the entirety of the season. We'll take a break here. When we come back, we'll get to more text, 1-833-401-1440. We'll also let you know what's coming up on The Gregor Show and the Lowdown Flow Tide. It is Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
In Alberta, every family has a baseball game day tradition for the summer.
We always bring our gloves to the ballpark.
We always keep score.
We always bring Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Some things change, but the best home run snack never does.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Whether you're watching from your recliner or the stands, make it a part of your summer ball game tradition.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Hey there, I'm in the Fountain Tire sidecar, making a list of the things I'm doing this spring. 1. Saving you money, with up to 20% off select tires until June 13th. 2. Water skiing, tricky in a sidecar, but fun. And 3, saving you more money with mail-in rebates of up to $100 off a set of 4 select tires and $50 off a $150 service with the purchase of 4 select tires. Oh, that's 4 things. Oh well, restrictions apply. Book online at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Build stamina and relieve fatigue with new Roots Herbals Energy, a well-balanced formula with D-ribose, astragalus, and ginseng. Find it at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Edmonton sports fans stay informed with Sports 1440. Stream us. Listen to us on the AM dial. However you consume this radio station, thanks for listening.
Increase resistance to stress and support memory enhancement with new Roots Herbals Ashwagandha. Find it at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month. To ensure this product is right for you, always read and follow the label.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Would you like to be a part of history for the month of April? I'm kidding. Or as the kids say, bro, I'm joking. Would you like to help us set a record in April? Chill, still kidding. At Northgate, we aren't trying to set any records or tell you how many vehicles we sell, and we really don't think you'd care. But what you will care about is this. Every dealer has the same costs. Trust me, GM does not have a favorite kid. You get to decide where you buy. 0% financing, a great selection, and of course, great people. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or business online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
I'm good to go. Good to go.
With Mortgages to Go, you'll be good to go. MortgagesToGo.ca says yes when the banks say no. That's why Alberta has trusted Mortgages to Go for over 23 years. If you need cash and have equity in your home, you're approved instantly, guaranteed. Call 1-888-888-5998. That's 1-888-888-5998. With Mortgages to Go, you'll say,
I'm good to go.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:42. Welcome back. It's Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you here. It is Cinco de Mayo. So if you're indulging tonight, a little tequila, margarita, maybe a Mexican beer, I got some good options out there for you. Have fun, be safe, get some tacos. Don't drink on an empty stomach. Grab a taco or two. That's what the Duke's going to do. How many tacos, Duke? Like standard order. It's got to be at least 2 tacos, right?
Well, we talked about during In or Out. It's like I feel let down when you're at a Mexican restaurant and it's the entree and you get 3 tacos.
Mhm.
They're never usually that big, right?
Yeah.
They're kind of those smaller tortillas. I could easily eat 10 of them. They're so good, and they're really not that large or filling compared to, say, a burrito. It's got the rice and the beans. That fills a guy up a little bit more substance to it. But yeah, just get a mitt full of tacos. Crush them.
They're so good. And especially when you're at home, like not every food is good the next day, but tacos you could make for a long time.
100%.
That beef holds up.
Yeah.
Got all the ingredients are going to be good. It's going to be nice. Speaking of nice, coming up next year on Sports 1440, it's the Lowdown with Low Tide. Of course, it's every Tuesday. Donovan Paulson joins on the program along with Declan Kruger. A lot to discuss today. Fenwick there as well. And then the Jason Greger Show from 2 to 6. I will be joined by Dave McCarthy. We've got Terry Ryan, star of Shoresy, former NHLer. We'll hear from Struddy, Speck, Derek Van Diest, Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. It'll be a very busy show, and we're hoping to have Ed Hervey join us as well.
Is DVD in Vegas? Because I saw he was tweeting about the Anaheim Vegas game last night, and I wondered, since the Oilers are not in the playoffs anymore, if he has been reassigned via his outlet at NHL.com to cover that series.
That would be cool. Typically he is just, he's the regional reporter covering the Western Canadian teams.
Yeah.
But you're right. Maybe he could be down there. I'll check in to confirm. But we'll find out today at about 5:20, 5:25. Text lines 1-833-401-1440 in case you missed it. Despite the Oilers season being over, Evan Bouchard and Darnell Nurse are going to represent Canada at the World Championships. Haven't heard about any other players for the Oilers doing so, but if they do, we'll let you know.
Sorry, I just read ahead. Philip Gustafson going to start for the Minnesota Wild tonight.
Really? That's probably a good idea.
I figured we'd see a few teams make changes at the starting, just because of the 8 teams in the second round, Connor, how many had legitimate number ones undisputed over the course of the regular season?
Of the teams remaining?
Yeah.
Well, I first thought of Tampa, but obviously they're done. Also,
the answer's 2.
Just quickly, Victor Hedman stepped away for mental health reasons. Hope he's doing okay.
Yes.
2.
That's Anaheim and Philly.
Yeah, it's not the Colorado Avalanche.
Colorado, Minnesota both split action. Vegas ran through everyone available to them to try and find a solution to their problem. Akira Schmid, Aiden Hill was banged up and did not play well when he's healthy. They bring in Carter Hart. In Buffalo, we saw UPL. We saw Alex Lyon. We saw someone else at the start of the year. Did they not rid of the 3 goalies? That was a big thing about when they fired the general manager. Kevin Adams, thank you. Montreal, Dobish, Fowler, Montembeault. And in Carolina, Brandon Bustley, the rookie, was the main man all year, but they turned to the veteran in the playoffs, and he's rewarded them with excellent play. This is a little off the board when you look at the goaltending situation across the playoffs so far.
Yeah. I think Montreal was kind of desperation, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, because even at a point, Dobish was not playing that well, and that's when they brought up Jacob Fowler, who played, I think, 17 games total by the time the year was out.
Colton Ellis was
Buffalo. The other Buffalo. And they still got Devin Levi playing his trade down in Rochester. So it's just interesting. And so my long way around point being here, I'm not surprised, and I do not think this will be the last team that we see change their starting goaltender at some point in this second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Teams needing goaltenders. Do you make that call to Buffalo? Is there anyone there you like?
Teams that need a goalie? Like who's like someone to trade there?
Yeah.
Like they want Tristan Jarry?
No, they don't. But would Edmonton want anyone from Buffalo?
Yeah, I think
that's what I'm saying.
I wonder if UPL might be available. I don't know if they're tied to Alex Lyon long term, but is he a better stopgap if they still believe in Devin Levi?
That's what Devin Levi was what I'm thinking. Like eventually he's got to make that leap to the NHL, right?
Mm-hmm. It's funny because he's played so well in the AHL, but with his looks in the NHL, they have not been nearly as statistically productive.
MTR says 10 tacos. A little crazy there, Duke. 4 or 5 he's on board for.
They're small. Come on now.
They are pretty small. like 2 bites.
Like, I'm not saying I'm going home and packing a full-size tortilla with all of my ingredients and mashing 10 of those. Probably just 2. But simple little soft shell fold-over tacos? Oh, for sure. They're like 2 bites. 2 biters.
Bobby texting in 1-833-401-1440. Good morning, gentlemen. Speaking of face-offs, that's an area where I'd like to see an improvement from our top 2 centers. Draisaitl is 18th in the league in percentage, 56.9. He also gets kicked out far too often. McDavid barely cracks 50. I don't need them to lead the league, but they lost way too many key defensive zone faceoffs all season. These lost faceoffs turned into a defensive zone tire fire when the puck ended up in the back of our net. Low Tide, you're sitting right beside me. Can you confirm? Adam Oates joined the Oilers.
Yeah.
Following that, Horkov, Riesner, Stoll, all of them became a lot better in the face-off circle. And I heard that they worked with him.
They actually improved quite a lot.
Sikora as well. That's maybe the Oilers need to find a guy like Adam Oates. Veteran, help him out in the dot.
It's a great idea. You're so smart.
They should just bring in a Hall of Famer.
That's a really good idea. I'm sincere in that.
Oh, well, bring him back. You know what else? Just on the topic of good ideas. It's McHappy Day tomorrow. Sports 1440 proud to support the 32nd annual McHappy Day. All McDonald's locations in restaurant drive-through through the app are ordering McDelivery with a $0 delivery fee. All day, McDonald's will donate a portion of the proceeds from every menu item sold to the Ronald McDonald House, keeping families with sick and injured children close when they need it the most. Sports1440.ca for more info. But you don't need more info. Just go to McDonald's tomorrow, grab a bite to eat. I might get a chicken McMuffin in the morning, a Big Mac in lunch, and a couple snack wraps for dinner, Duke. The trifecta. Every meal at McDonald's.
Not too bad.
That's the good
snack
life.
wraps are baller.
Oh, man. Crispy ranch snack wrap.
What I like to do, you have to custom order this because they have the sweet chili junior chicken. So they have that sweet chili sauce. If you get one of the chicken snack wraps, add the sweet chili sauce to it.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's special.
Secret menu.
It's a secret Duke menu.
They know that? You just say, give me the
Duke.
Give me the Duke. Like, who are you? 1-833-401-1440. MTR says, Duke, you could become the Joey Chestnut of Taco.
No
Way.
chance. No chance. I could never do any sort of competitive eating.
No. Why not?
I know my body looks like I could, but I don't have a particularly large appetite with very few exceptions. Tacos being one of them.
You want to enjoy them.
But I'm still not, I'm not, like if I'm saying I could eat 10 of these little ones, when I hit that 10th, I am full. There's no more room.
Here's a text. Tell that texter to check the Oilers face-off ranking from Noel. The Oilers were ranked 6th in face-off percentage this year. Only the Rangers, Sens, Leafs, Bruins, and Islanders were better. So there you go. Now, I would like to do an in-depth dive looking at, where these wins are happening, but those are the numbers right there. And I'm sure, if you looked at every team, lost faceoffs on their own end. It's going to come back to hockey.
So Curtis Lazar is a 61% guy. We know he didn't take that many over the course of the year as a part-time player. Trent Frederick, also pretty small sample size, but Leon Draisaitl is a 56.9% centerman. Adam Henrique, 54. Connor McDavid, 49.5. So the general rule of thumb, you just want to win more than you lose, right? So the fact that Draisaitl is a near 57% guy, like that's a really good number.
You could round that up to 60. I'd allow it.
I think in face-off percentages, you maybe round up to the next whole point, not up 4 points.
Well, that's where we're different. What do you think about Saros? Jordan asks.
Is it a tangible upgrade? Or are you just moving laterally again?
It might be a bit of an upgrade. Do you guys think the Oilers will try to re-sign Dickinson, Murphy, and Doc? If not, who goes, who stays? I would think they would try to sign all those guys.
Colton Doc's an RFA.
Yeah.
So you do have that negotiating power. To me, Connor Murphy comes in as essentially number 2 on your list of priorities behind just Kasperi Kapanen. And then Dickinson probably right behind. If depending on how you shake out your goaltending, if you bring back Connor Ingram, maybe he's somewhere in that mix of the top 3 to 4. But yeah, I think Dickinson and Murphy would be welcomed back.
100%. They bring what the team needs. The team doesn't need more offensive players. They can score with the best of them. They need guys who kind of make their hay playing defensive hockey. If those two leave, obviously, like Brandon said, Daka, RFA, I'd expect him to be back. If they lose any of the other two, to me, that's a big fail for the Oilers. Healthy Dickinson, good player. Murphy, good dude. Like on and off the ice. Those are the kind of guys you want. So.
And with that being said, I'm not interested in them handing a 6-year extension to Connor Murphy.
No, I'm with you.
Because we've seen them be pretty loose and fast with term and trade protection on contracts they've handed out to guys both in the free agent market and on the extension market. You got to be a little tighter, like smarter.
You can't be handing out Trent Frederick, Jake Wallman deals.
No.
None of this 7x7.
You can't.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point. You have to be willing at some point to cut bait. Say, nope, we can't make this deal. But what's if they've had some really good contracts, like the Bud Colson deal. You're laughing at that one for the next few years. But then you see some of those other ones. Trent Frederick's going to be a tough one. Cap goes up, that's a benefit, but the term is crazy. Jake Wallman, that was the one that Wallman and Ekholm, I said from the start of last year, there's no rush for me. We'll see how those play out. Ekholm at $4 million with the cap going up, a little easier to swallow. The term for Wallman was a lot too, right? It's going to keep him here in Edmonton until he's 37. And he's got the no movement clause as well. We'll see what happens. It's going to be fun. But again, yes, if Connor Murphy and Dickinson aren't re-signed, I think that's a loss for the Edmonton Oilers. Music means we're done. Time for the 23-hour break. Up next, we got the Lowdown with Low Tide. And Donovan Paulson going to be by. Kruger, Fenwick. Anyone else out? And Zach Lang of Oilers Nation. Oh, great show coming up next. Gregor from 2 to 6. So make sure you keep it locked here on Sports 1440. I was iffy till Zach Lang. Then he put it over the top. Bring some credibility. Thanks for joining us. Up next, guys, Low Tide right now, Sports 1440 update with the Duke, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com, only available in Leduc.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Just one game in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. Colorado Avalanche hosting the Minnesota Wild. Avs with a 1-0 series lead and perfect 5-0 record so far in the postseason. Change in net for Minnesota as Philip Gustafsson is expected to start between the pipes. Puck drop coming just after 6 o'clock. Edmonton Oilers news. Defenseman Evan Bouchard and Darnell Nurse both expected to head to Switzerland and suit up for Team Canada at this spring's Men's World Hockey Championships. That according to TSN's Darren Drager. PWHL playoffs resuming tonight. Minnesota in Montreal for a 5 o'clock puck drop. Frost with a 1-0 series lead. In the association, 2 more second-round matchups tipping off. Cleveland in Detroit against the first-place Pistons at 5 o'clock. And the Lakers head to OKC to take on the top-seeded Thunder. Tip-off there, 6:30. In the majors today, full slate of games, including the Blue Jays continue their set in Tampa Bay against the Rays. First pitch coming at 4:40 Mountain Time. Kevin Gausman on the bump for Toronto. Elsewhere, Red Sox are in Detroit. The Orioles take on Miami. Rangers in the Bronx against the Yankees. Cubbies hosting the Reds at Wrigley. Dodgers up against the Astros. And the Seattle Mariners hosting the Atlanta Braves in one of the nightcaps. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station.